Hello, 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 hello. Hello, Zach. Lovely to see you. Are you well? So you discovered my emojis. It's just a small selection for now. I had to redo some of them, believe it or not, because the sizes weren't quite right for Twitch. So they're slightly different to the Discord ones. How is everybody doing? This evening, I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of different bits and bobs. I'm going to try and finally put to bed the Steam algorithm. I'm going to do a little bit of mathematics. Don't worry, it's only adding up to 400. It's not enormous. And then I'm going to hopefully mostly run through most of the game. I've got to check that all the machines still work after my big old update. Down in here with all of my Steam changes, I need to see if that all still works. I'm not convinced it does. I think I've probably missed something. There's probably something obvious that I've not done. I hope everyone out there in Streamland is doing well. I'm going to start off with the maths because everyone likes to come in on some maths. I'm going to be like a really low rent pirate software as if you got him from Wish. And so here we have the inside of the Clomper. And on my first layer, oh, here we go. This tablet is not set up for multi-monitors. Oh, that's going to be interesting. It'll be fine. Right, so we've got machines. The first obvious one we got down here is the map. Why are you not? You're not doing the drawing. Why are you not doing the drawing? Oh, it's because I've got the adjustment layer on. That'll be why. Right. So we've got the map. That's the first one. Or maybe if I circle them, that might be better. There's the map. The second one is the con. I am actually drawing circles, but it's because it's trying to scale it to my monitor. Ooh, there's the lift. We've got the T-boiler in there, and we've got the periscope, and then we've got 4 boilers here. That's remarkably difficult to do with the scaling as it is. See if that's easy to change. I wonder. Ooh, settings. Oh, pen settings. Is it going to give me Huey on tablet ones? Handwriting panel, find your pen. It's fine, I know where my pen is. I don't have a pen battery. I have the cheapest panel in the world. Additional pens, no, that's not going to be it. It's not in there. Let's try the Huon tablet set because I've got a really cheap knockoff Wacom. And none of those are in there, so it must be in the pen settings. Well, I'm not installing that. You must be joking. See more. Edit pen menu. No, don't want to edit pen menu. Pen settings. I just want to do one window. Give me one. I only want to go. I'm going to go just configure your pen. No, double touch. Let me use my pen, mouse. Fine. It's fine. I've paired the pen. I'm right-handed. Find your pen. Oh. I don't need to do that at all. Okay. It's not letting me set it to just one window. So all of my drawings are going to be a bit wonky. So we've got the boilers over the side. We've got the grinder there. It's quite disconcerting. I like ovals. Python user, lovely to see you. I see you discovered the emojis. Welcome on board. Emojis are available for people who followed me. You brave lot. And then on the back, we've got these legs. But I'm going to come back to those. There's 3 on each side. Okay, so we've got 4 boilers. If I draw number 4, does that look... Oh, that looks a bit... It's all going to be a bit stretched. So there's 4 boilers, and each one... This is really hard. I wonder if I unplug it and then plug it back in. I might have to go to using the mouse. Ooh. It's flashing at me. Why are you flashing at me? It's unplugged you. So there's 400 steam, and I'm still not able to draw a circle. I don't know why. I mean, it's not taking half of the... It's quite weird. There we go. So I've got 400 steam. We can do this, it's only numbers. So I've got 400 steam, and I've got a number of scenarios that I want to go through. The first scenario is going to be, how do we make the Clomper go as fast as humanly possible? Well, each one of the legs at the moment, I think I've got them set to 65. I believe. Let's just check that over in the code, but I think all the legs are set to 65. So that's the most that you can really put in. That's when they top out. So if we come into the Clomper, we'll go to the legs, and let's just pick one. They'll all be set to the same thing. The leg. Oh no, it's on the steam consumer now because it's how much they see. It's 60. It's 60. I was wrong. It's 60. Cool. That's made the maths a lot easier. So there's 3 legs on this side, and there's 3 legs on the other. So 3 legs on this side is 180, and there's 2 of those times 2 is 360. So in the first world, you want to put 360 into the legs. Quite like how the font of my writing being stretched sideways is it's making it all look really like I've got some kind of inbuilt font. Loungmania, man, Mr. Livestreamer is back. It's awesome. Lovely to see you. Absolutely delighted to see you, Mads. How are you? You well? I hope everything's all right with you, sir. It's nice of you to pop onto mine. I'm having slight tablet hilarity, but it's fine. I don't really need to fix it now. So we got 360 of this. This 400 is how much we're putting out, and we want to put 360 into the legs. That's on both sides, driving it forwards as far. So we've got 40 left. Now, with that 40, what do you really need? Now, you could, really, the choice is you need the con. You need this one here, because this tells you how fast you're going. That's all your instrumentation. I can pop back to the game. Look at this. So over here, on the con, this thing in here, this is where all of your dials and stuff are. So you won't know that you're going tippity tip-top speed if that's not on. So that's got to be on. And then you've really got a choice between one of 2 things. The T-boiler. No, just kidding. Not the T-boiler. The map and the periscope. You got your choice. The con you need. But you got the map or you got your periscope. The periscope, in this scenario, you don't need the T-boiler, you don't need the lift, you don't need the claw to pick things up, you don't need the grinder. You just need these 3. Now, what you could do, so you want to kind of split them up a bit, and that's really the first scenario here. Lau says, I'm fine, good progress on the game too. Oh, I'm delighted you're making progress, sir. You give me hope. If you're not making progress, then what hopes the rest of us got? Super. So, okay, so I'm thinking that of this, we've got 40 left to spend. We get 40 from 400 from the boilers, minus 360 from the legs, which gives us 40. So I'm thinking that if we set this to 10, and then, because it's only the dials and things, it's only telling you what's what. That should be very easy to power. And then you can have 30 for the map or 30 for the periscope. So you can, if you powered them both on, you just won't go full speed, which is fine. Because if you power those both on, you'll be at 70, and then that extra, you'll have 330 to share between all the legs, which is still plenty fast enough. Okay, so I'm going to stick with this idea. I'm going to turn off this layer, which is our latest calculations. And for the next layer, I'm going to start off with the concept that this is 100, this is 10 rather, this is 30, and this one is 30. Okay, so the next thing is, you want to know, we'll come back to steam boiler at the end. But you want to get to the point where you are going to pick something up and you're going to grind it. Now to do that, you need to move a little bit. So you need a little bit of power in the legs, but we're going to ignore the legs because they use whatever's left. So if you have a tiny trickle of steam going into the legs, you'll move forward really slowly, but that's kind of what you want. To lift something up, you first of all need the periscope. So you put on the periscope and you look outside, and then after you've looked outside and you've lined yourself up, you drive over the top of the scrap and you're looking down in this one. Now you don't need to power on the view, the camera, because in my mind it's like this camera obscura, which is a series of mirrors around inside the Clomper. So you don't need to power that one on. You only need to power it when you lift something. So you're edging along, you've got the legs all powered, only a little bit, just slooping on, you're looking at the periscope, and then you go, right, okay, we don't need the periscope anymore because it's the scrap has gone underneath the front. At some point, exactly what I'm talking about will be going on up in the corner there, and you'll go, is he talking about that? So you're edging along. It's gone underneath. You don't need that anymore. So you've turned off the periscope, which would then give more power to the legs, so you would actually speed up. That might not be brilliant. You might want to leave it on. But then you want to power this up. Now the claw should be quite powerful because you're lifting stuff out of the main world. So let's just say that this one needs 50. Okay, so if you've left this claw on, then that's gonna need half of a boiler because each boiler has 100 coming out of it. So that's half a boiler just to power the claw. Oops, I've just pressed a button. Go away. Okay, that makes sense to me. So that's 50. So once you've grabbed this, you then pull up the scrap and you then lift it into the Clomper. Now you don't need to lift it in, but you probably should. So I'm going to make this one 50 as well for the moment, and then because you couldn't turn, you need to leave that one on and that one on. So both of those need a boiler, and then the grinder we're also going to have 50 as well because that's the active grind. So for those three things to be running, you need a boiler and a half. If you still left the map on, because turning it off is why would you turn it off? So that's 50, 100, 100, 150, 180, 190, and if you kept this one on, it's 220. That's plenty of steam, especially if you're not moving. And then we'll come back to the boiler at the end. Okay, so there's plenty of steam generally for you to move forward at this point. Okay, so what if we made these need a bit more steam? What if this actually needed 100 to lift? This needed 100. This is probably getting a bit much now. And that needed 100. So just to run this, you've now got 370. Okay, that's 370, even before you got the T running. I think that's probably slightly better. It feels weird though that the grinder needs as much as this. So why don't we take this up to 120 and we'll take that down to 80. That's 2 boilers running full power. That's quite a lot. You have to go already again. It's yes, it is very late. I'm terribly sorry, Lau. Thank you very much for popping in and saying hello. And thank you. I will have a nice stream. And I'm sure it'll be productive-ish. So we're doing well. So that's 2 boilers running at full speed. Okay, fair enough. I quite like that because if you were to leave them on full speed and then you were to go and do something, turn them off by accident, then you're going to build up heat pretty quickly. I think that's the missing link really in a lot of what I've done. So 100 there, 120. Now the tea boiler, that brings us to the tea boiler. The tea boiler needs to be ridiculous. Of course, you don't need that much power to brew a lovely cup of tea. You really don't. However, it's funny if that thing needs an enormous amount of steam. There is another slight gotcha that I'm going to come to. So let's say that you need 200 for that one, which means that you need to power 2 boilers. So let's say that you are clomping along. I'm going to just rub out a couple of these. I'm tempted to make this one a bit larger. 100, maybe 140. That would be a boiler and a half-ish. Okay, well, let's leave that one alone. We can always play test it through and see what people think when they get their hands on it. So let's just... now I'm using a mouse to rub out for reasons known to no one. Why is that hardness 100%? Nobody needs that in their life. Right. So you have 200 on there. So that means that if you want to brew a cup of tea and you want to see outside and see how fast you're going, you're only going to have 10 going into each leg, which means you're not going to move very fast. And that is quite funny, because then brewing a cup of tea is not something that you just do anyway. It's a choice. Right, well, I'm going to pop these values in, and these values are actually part of a ticket that I'm working on at the moment. It's the last piece. This is the ticket for me fixing the Steam algorithm. As you can see, yeah, there's lots of issues in here. So yeah, so let's pop these values on all the machines. I don't think I've missed any. There's the grinder. Each of the legs, we'll leave them alone because they already are at 60. Periscope, boiler lift. Yeah, I think that's right. If I've missed one, that would be embarrassing. I'm going to stick this on another monitor, which you can't see. My apologies, but we're about to finish this bit anyway. And let's go down, starting at the top. The tea boiler, the steam that it's going to need. Where's the steam consumer? Is now going up from 20, which was just a random value that I put in. It's not really a thing. The grabber is now, I decided, was about 80. You're going to need a lot of steam to make any of this work. Yeah. There is another feature that I might come back to in the future. One line. I mean, tea just kind of happens in our house. Does it? Does it magically arrive on your desk? 1-1. That's fantastic. Great to see you. Good evening. Sam D. Just got in. So sorry if it's been thought of, mentioned. But if you losses in pipes, you don't as well. Straight in and out maths. Yes. But you have losses in pipes. Yes. So it is straight in and out maths. You're absolutely right, Sam. Thank you for pointing that out. I'm aware, however, as long as I keep there enough of a buffer, it will kind of work out. So my aim is to get the numbers feeling roughly right, play test it, and then see what people think, and then endlessly mess with them, because this all goes completely out the window when I add the next machines in, which won't be for a little while. So for the demo, it's got to feel about right. But when I add another machine in, then it's just like, well, what do we do everything then? So, oh, hang on a minute. So the grabber wasn't 80. The grabber is this station down here. So that's one. I don't know why I'm gesticulating to something that's off screen, but there we go. This one was 80. So that's the grinder over in the corner. And what have we got next? The map. These ones are quite cheeky and cheap. So that one's just 30. And the con needs to be nice and cheap. So the idea being is that if you only have one fire sprite, you can power the con. And then the periscope. Periscope was at 30 as well. Cool, because that's not really doing any work per se. Con, and then those things there aren't really machines, they are just helper stuff. Cool. Okay, I'm going to unplug my tablet. I've never called it a tablet in my life, but there we go. Things have happened. And then I destroy my whole room. Fantastic. Stay. Outside of shot, it's all just this higgledy-piggledy, crazy, lots of things piled on top of each other. Let's just move. Wires. Why are there still wires? I know there's wireless, but it's awful. Why are there still wires in the world? Honestly. It needs to be ended. Righty. So, okay, so let's test out some of these numbers, and at the same time, I'm going to test out some of the other features, because I've changed quite a lot of the core mechanic. 1-1. I don't know if I can phonetically spell this, but I call mine a tablige. A tablige. Ah, tablige. Tablige. Tabligé sounds like the kind of thing that one might gift a loved one. Ah, here's a lovely tabligé. Well, that's a wonderful tabligé that you're wearing. Don't worry, 1-1. I'm not imagining you in a tabligé, because that would be weird. All right, let's kill off a couple of these windows, because I've got windows all over the place at the moment for reasons unknown. And let's pop the scene. Oh, I don't need the scene. We can do this all from the game window. This isn't a proper test, because for a proper test I'd need to run up a host and a client and build and so forth and run it in a build. I'm not quite there for the moment. We're just working on numbers. Righty. Okay, so are we going to cheat in a pipe network, or shall I just make one old school? What do you think, chat? Agreed, you should. And it would be weird. Yes, it would. I would stop mentioning that. Tabligé. I'm going to start calling it that now, and people are just going to look at me and go, what are you doing? Right, pipe network. Let's try and make a unique pipe network. First thing we do, pick up a quest. Hello, quest. Pop the quest in the quest tube. There's another bug associated with that, but we won't hit that this evening, I think. Let's now link up. It's always good to be able to see what's going on in the world, so we're going to link up the map and the periscope. You'd think I'd be good at this, but yeah, not so much. I've seen other people play this, and they're very, very quick at building pipe networks, and then I'm like, oh, I shall put a pipe there, and then I might put one there, and then I might put one over there. Or we've got to be a bit careful. I don't want to get in the way of the legs for this particular pipe network. We're going to stay away from them, which is exactly the opposite of doing that. That one. There we go. And now we're going to run this back to a boiler. There's a weird bug that I've also got with the pipe layouts, but I'm not going to worry too much about. Now, if I run it all the way that way, I'm going to run out of pipes fast. So instead, let's just pop this one up here. Let's run that one that way. I might have to gift myself in some scrap, because I'm not really interested in testing these scrap numbers. But I might have to move one over. I'm going to have to move one over. Let's move one over. Otherwise, it's going to make it hard to link up. It doesn't cost you anything to lay things down. You can add and remove pipes as much as you like. Right. Okay, so if I then do this, that's now not conflicting with that one. That's good. That is lined up with that one, but I don't think they're going to fit unless I do that. Yes, there we go. I have played this game before, for anyone who's wondering. Now I won't be able to link up that if I do that. That's fine. There we go. It's the problem with doing like brand new pipe networks. Right, okay, so we know that this is 10. So if I just give this boiler 10 output, it should power that first, because that's first in the priority. Well, I'm leaking a bit, but alright, okay, so 10's not enough because there's pipe leakage all the way along, so I need to give it 20. And now we've got the con. The con is powered up. You got your needles. That's showing where the quest is, and then speed 0, heat is 0. But there's one needle ever so slightly building up. That'll be fine. 1-1 says, hey, I won't have time to anytime soon. I'm also ready to play it. Oh, fantastic. Superb. Thank you very much. It's lovely to hear that people actually want to play this nonsense. Okay, so alright, so that's the first one. So if we give it a few more beans, we should now, there we go, 2 more. Now that's running, that's got enough power. The steam ball there is filled up, and there we go. And it's the same seed that it keeps giving me, which is just horrible. Absolutely horrible. Cool, so I can now know where I'm going. I now want to be able to see outside, and this is where things can get a little bit hairy when it comes to the amount of pipes you use. I found that one strategy is to run a pipe back, and then however you've got the con linked up, linking off there. Now this is where it's actually quite a difficult puzzle, because it's all in a bit 3D, but you're not looking at it from a good vantage point. There's a feature that I'm wondering about whether I put in, and that's the ability to climb up pipes. So you run up to a pipe and it just starts climbing up them. Like, it could be, others have mentioned that I could have special pipes with ladders on the side. That would be cool. That's more work. They don't link up. And this is the other problem, that some fool has got the Steam running. So let's do that. It's more difficult to see what's going on if you've got Steam coming out the end of things. So you could put ladders on the side of pipes, so you have to decide where you're going to put them, or have ladders in objects. And those are all great ideas. Ooh, that's come out. How much? Is that right? Oh, hello. Ah, yes, of course. Okay, so there's a priority order here, and the periscope takes priority over the map. So if you have the periscope on, then the maps come off. So that is correct. So there's not quite enough steam to power them both, so it does the periscope first. I'm going to make, in the inventory here, I'm going to have a page which has got all of this information on. It's like a little instruction manual so you can see what's going on. So if we just give it a bit more, I think it's going to need 70. There we go. And the reason it needs 70, it adds up to 60, but there's loss on all the pipes, so you've got to give it a bit more to take up for the loss. Super, that boiler's not getting particularly hot. That's perfectly fine. And now we can see outside. So let's go and have another look on the outside. There we go. So we'll look around, and I can't see the quest item, which is not surprising because it's not actually on the map yet. So we're now going to have to move. We want to turn the Clomper, and we need some more steam for that. Now what I'm tempted to do is just run up. I'm not going to go for super fast just yet. I know that super fast works. I tested that offline the other day. But what we'll do is we'll join up that boiler there. Like, that's not very efficient actually. Not very efficient. Not like anything I do is particularly efficient, but that's really not efficient, and that's not helping at all. So, actually, this is one of the cases where I need some more pipe shapes. They'll come. That little jump that you saw there is a glitch in the matrix, or it's something I'm doing weird with one of my Unity editors that's giving me lag. That's okay. I'm not going to chase lag spikes inside Unity. I'll only do that if I'm if I'm in a build. Now this boiler here, all it's doing at the moment is powering this one leg, so we don't need that switch there because we can maneuver the Clomper just by turning boilers on and off. We don't need anything else on at the moment. I know I'm not boiling a cup of tea just yet. It is a ladybird. You should be able to climb vertical surfaces. Oh, I've missed another one. Sips on the tea that magically appeared next to him. Oh my goodness. That's incredible, 1-1. I mean, is that... I mean, but is it, how... Oh, fine. I'm impressed, need to say. And it is a ladybird. Should be able to climb vertical surfaces. Absolutely correct. There's another thing that ladybirds can do as well, 1-1. And you don't need a friendly entomologist to tell you what that is. However, it doesn't do that either. Maybe one day, but not yet. Not yet. That's a world more of work. Cool. Okay. So we're currently facing north. We want to go northwest, so we want to turn to the left. If we're turning to the left, that means we need to power the right-hand side. So let's start. Let's get clomping round. Let's start on the clomp. Now this leg will take as much as you give it, really, but it uses 60 as its kind of ideal maximum. I think we're going to probably shoot. We've got a gap just in the middle of my screen there. I think that's a gap that we can shoot for. We're going to start off by kind of pointing straight at it. I'm a bit worried that if I don't get this right, I'm going to drive into the crevasse. What have I got on that side? Now, if you don't link them up, if you link them up differently, or if you set them differently, you will actually go in a circle, in a very long circle. So you've got to be a bit careful with your pipe networks. It doesn't matter if they're not perfectly balanced. You can be a bit off on one side and have a bit more on the other. and it doesn't make a lot of difference. There's enough leeway for you to. There we go. Right, see where we're going. Oh, that's interesting. That's now what should be happening is when I press the W key. Oh, there we go. It does. It goes back to the front. This is a very slow moving Clomper. Okay, let's see if we can get it to go a bit on the quicker side. Let's link up some more legs. That's a good way of getting it to go faster. I'm not sure if I'm going to have quite enough pipes. What are we doing? Oh, 230 left on the inventory. That's fine. There's plenty of scrap. We should be able to link up more of these, and we'll get all this way down. Oh, that's that lag spike again. I will attack it at some point, but not just now. I find it a little bit distressing. Okay, and we can wang this boiler all the way up. We'll put it up to 8. And we'll put this one up to 8 as well, so it goes in a straight line. Now, if there's 2 of you playing, this is a lot easier. Okay, I think we're now doing 6 up there on the speedo. And, oh yeah, there's stuff going on in Discord. That's lovely. I've created a new logo. All right, we do need to do a turn. That little bump is it going over the top of some scrap, which is fine. We're not really worried about scrap at the moment. So now we want to do a turn. I think we want to put the brakes on this side, and we want to turn to the left and then shoot a gap. So there's a gap between 2 hills. And it's probably, due west is probably about right. So let's put that one back up to 8. There we go. And we'll go and have a look at the periscope. Come on, run! Run! There we go. Straight on. We've got an evil conveyor belt up ahead. That's nice. We can go faster though. We can go faster by adding boilers together and using switches instead. But I'm not sure that's going to be necessary for this test. I'm just going to have a quick look at the UI. Make sure everything looks about right. So this station is potential is 60. That's how much there's actually getting to it. There's 60 available, consume 30. And it needs 30. Fantastic. And this should say it's got about the same potential, available 30, consumed 30, lovely, and that should be on 1010. I don't know what I've done with this, with the con one. What did I do with that? Is it down here? Oh, it's down here, look. And it's consumed a maximum 10. Fantastic. Aha, we now have a quest item, and it's put it right on the edge of a crevasse. Fine. Where is this conveyor? Have we got onto the conveyor belt yet? Oh, we're about to get onto the conveyor belt. Which way is it going? Oh, it's going the correct direction. Oh, we've sped up a fair bit. It's going the correct. Yeah, our speed's off the scale. It's supposed to do that, and we do actually want to turn to the right. So, yeah. So you stop it on the right. I'm going to switch off the Steam UI because I think that is working now. There we go. Right. This is just now me playing my own game. You see the little red square. We've also got this little distance metric here. This little Clomper here is going to move round. Oh, hello. We want to move off again. And we're back up to 6. If you want to get up to 12, you've got to turn a lot off. Oh, I'm clomping right at the edge of a crevasse here. Now, because of the way the hexes go, I think it's probably okay. If you're playing on a harder difficulty level, then you'll have to be a bit more careful with your steam. Where is it? It's right round the edge of this. We should be able to see it. It's off in that direction somewhere. You can move with the mouse now. I keep forgetting that you can do that. Yeah, you can just see its cylinder. All the scrap looks very basic, and the outside world is it's not beautiful, is it? Deus Ex, it would probably look nicer to Bleach. It would. Deus Ex, is this cheap rock galactic? I'm delighted. I'm delighted by that because I love deep rock. Rock and stone to the bone. And it's not just because everyone that I know is from North London, so can do rock and stone accents pretty well. Fakal, indeed. 1-1, find. That was said with the same energy as another F word. I'm all about that energy. 1-1. So this steering the Clomper like this is hard because I'm having to look here and then run back to the boilers I love the aesthetic of Deep Rock, and I have worked quite hard to make it look similar-ish. We're going to reduce the boilers down a little bit, because we don't need to be clomping quite at the speed we were if we're trying to line up. But we are going to need to do some changing in a minute. Right, we're getting very close now. We can tell because it's moving quite fast. Which boiler do I need to... This is not a good pipe network. You can all make better pipe networks than this. This is truly terrible. Right, we're right on top of it now, I think. We're really close. If it's not almost underneath, I'll eat my hat. I don't have a hat. I'm not even wearing one now. That's a lie that can be seen on video immediately. Right. So is it underneath here? What are you doing down there, Bernie? Get out of the way. Go and have a... No. Go up that end. Right. There it is. Stop. Right. Oh, it's gone off the back. It's fine. The claw can move. But to move the claw... Whew, time for a drink. Deus Ex Nexus. I own 2 copies. One for Xbox Game Pass and another for Steam. Fantastic. I've bought 2 copies. One that I have for myself and one for my son. Because his pocket money wouldn't quite stretch it. It's just a brilliant game. I love it. And I would love to get even slightly close to their aesthetic. But I'm not quite there. I love the idea of it being called Cheap Rock Galactic though. That is absolutely brilliant. Right. I resemble that remark. So, okay, so now what I need to do is, I've got a whole boiler here I'm not using, which is very, very lazy, but we're going to use this boiler here for linking up everything. Again, this is not a great way to run pipes. I don't think it's particularly efficient, and I think I might even run out of scrap. So I might have to cheat myself in. Yeah, that's probably not enough. Fine. It's fine. Oh, I've clicked off the... Oh, yeah, that does that sometimes. I think that might be an editor thing. I've not seen the system do that. Right. Okay, so let's bring this one forward a bit. And then bring it up like that. Bring that one over. Is that high enough? Probably. Probably high enough. Let's pretend I know how to play this. And put that one in. Right. Cool. That's now linked up. But now we need to give it some beans. Ah, this one needs a lot. This one might need the pressure from 2 boilers. Is that enough to switch it on? That is not enough to switch it on. It is not full. I do have an issue with the grabber. And that's that it's not immediately obvious when it's off. Let me show you what I mean. If I just turn this boiler down at the moment, it doesn't need to be working full speed. So with the periscope here, when it's on, when it's usable, it's obvious. You can walk underneath it and get inside it. And when I turn it off, it goes back down into the floor. It's immediately obvious that it's not powered. It doesn't have enough power. And the same with the lift. The lift has this bright ball in the middle that opens up. And it's the same with the tea boiler because there's lots of steam. But the grabber, it's not. I think what needs to happen is these 2 wheels need to sink down into the floor when it's off. And that's something that I'm going to probably do on stream at some point. But not this day. So this needs more power. So we're going to steal some power from this side. This is what I'm about to do is a terrible idea. Don't put pipes down while you've got steam coming out because everything fills up. You can't see what you're doing now. Completely intentionless. What do I play as in Deep Rock? Well, I have gold stars on everything but the engineer. So I'm gold 1 on everything but the engineer. I like them all. I'll be honest. I think I'm best as the scout because I quite like it when the whole team goes down and you're the last one alive and you have to kite all the enemies away and then jump back and revive and do all of that stuff. I quite enjoy that. But yeah, it's a wonderful game. It's absolutely brilliant. I used to play lots of scout and now digger. All right. Would you say you're one of those C4 dangerous digger types? For those of you who don't know that are watching, Deep Rock Galactic is a wonderful game. One of my inspirations for this. It's the kind of game I love to play with my friends where you all work together. Right. So this station is still not powered enough, and that's because this one because it needs 120. So let's give it a lot of that one and a lot of that one. So this is now 2 stations. If we run the stations at 2 stations, this might 120 might be a bit much. Is that enough? Is that on? Oh, it can move. That might be a bug. Let's see. Let's just turn the UI on. The boilers shouldn't go bang. So there's a potential of 198. 130 is available. That's right. And it consumes 120 of its maximum. So if I can turn one of these down, but I can turn one of these down by 1. So if I turn that one down, let's turn that one down by 2. And I can't turn that one up. So let's turn that one down by 1 and that one down by and up by 1. I know how to count, honest. So the potential running in there is massive, but oh, and now it's off. This shouldn't move. Super. See, it's not obvious that you can't move it. They've got to sink into the floor. I've got to do that. Okay. So I need to increase one of these boilers by 10, which is 1 notch. I'm not putting that up to maximum. That's a fool's errand. So one of them needs to be at full power. Okay. I accept that. I accept that. This whole network is completely rubbish. It's fine. Okay, let's drop the claw down. The claw collides in a weird way, but that's okay. I need to do some work to get that properly working. Super. So that's now... I'm going to just... While I put some more pipes in, I'm just going to reduce these because I don't want them to go bang. I don't mind if this isn't powered. That's fine that it's not powered. But I need to get the lift working. And for that, I'm just going to cheat some scrap in. Because it's important. Now, in a moment, I might just have to pause while I say goodnight to my daughter. You might have heard that knock. Be right back. Oh, I've clicked the wrong one. Hello, welcome back. The little one is off to bed. So I've now got 10,000 scrap, which for the moment is the most that you can put in. And that gives me enough to build whatever I need to build. Now, this one here, because these are all connected together, so this one here and this one here is all connected together, I don't need to run another pipe off there. I've got 2 choices. I could either link the map up to this one. We're using rather a lot. This is not a good use of the boilers. I have 100 better ways of doing this, and I'm not doing any of them. That's the spirit. Right, let's stick that in here. Now, of course, you can wander around and go and collect some more scrap. It's all over the world, if you so wish. Now, okay, so the lift can't work at the moment. That's fine. The lift can't work because there isn't enough. There is none available. And there's none available because everything else is using it. The con is using it. The map is using it. The grabber itself is using it. Now, if I remove the grabber, there should be now... Here it comes. So the white ball is now lit up and that's consumed. It's only at 20? Really? Really? Did I set the lift to 20? Did I not set the lift up properly? I didn't set the lift up properly. The lift, I think we all decided, was 80. Yeah, or about there. It should be more than that. I'll check the picture in a minute. Right, so, okay. So that's not changed, even though I've changed it in there. Oh, it won't have changed because the Steam algorithm needs to run. So if I just delete a pipe and put one back. There we go. Now it can say So the available is 30. It's only got 30 available. It's consumed is 30. Right, so we really need to turn up the boilers. Let's bring them on, bring them all up. Ah, now we got the 2 dials here. I know it's 2 needles here. I know it's shaking a lot, but the needles, the more further apart the needles are, the worse life is. Oh, not that one. That would get us to move. We don't want that. Because if they're a long way apart, then it means that you are not consuming all your steam. I'm probably going to need more help for the player to do that. Right. Am I able to move scrap across? Now, it might be that scrap won't move. Oh, it moves across. Okay, cool. That's fine. That's fine. So in this case, you'd have to turn off one to turn the other one on. Cool. No problem there. Let's make life a bit easier. Rather than deleting pipes and filling the whole thing with scrap, let's just put a valve in. Excuse me. God. And let's put a valve in there. Let's try and be a little bit tidy. I exploded my friend several times with grenades and C4. Ouch. He got down like, well, just killed me. Me with 0 grenades and 0 C4s left. I don't know, man. Bugs be dangerous. Well, yeah, I know. If you're using C4, everyone should, be aware. Zach, good night. Thank you for dropping in. Lovely to see you. Lee, yes, I should be in bed. It is cocoa o'clock. However, I have to wait until small person is asleep before I can go anywhere. So, yeah, I'm waiting until small person is asleep. So, yeah, lovely to see you. Welcome on in. Oh, Lee, I didn't thank you the other day because I didn't quite understand or notice that your Gigantify gave me bitties. So thank you very much. That was very lovely. I would have thanked you at the time if I at all understood how any of this worked. There you go. But thank you, much appreciated. This boiler is quite upset. It's leaking a lot of steam, but it's not too hot. That's not right. That's a bug. Okay, let me just write that down. We can fix that in a minute. That's a thing I can actually fix easily. Let's do it in here. Let's do it in. Let's not do it in here. It's not really anything to do with the algorithm. It is. Boiler heat is the same as. What is it? Same as unused. Unused. Which is wrong. I know you spelt wrong without a. Yes, in there, blank issue. Yeah, great. And then he spelt wrong without a W then. We could do that next because that's a nice easy one. I like easy bugs. That's just a UI bug. I mean, that's going to probably blow in a minute. Let's just reduce this for a minute. Because if they blow up, it just makes a mess and I kind of have to start again a bit. Right. Okay, what have we lost now? So that's off. What? Hang on. What? Is that right? So while that heats, let's bring this right down. Okay, that should be enough for everything. Let's just share the workload between those two boilers. The heat is coming down. It was right up in the red a minute ago. The shaky of the. While I do really like the fact that the dials shake about, it does make them quite hard to use. So I might have to think about that a bit. Okay, here we are on the map. And now what we want to do is get the grinder over here. Yes, I know what it's called. The grinder and the masher down there, mashing some scrap. So this is the last test to do for this particular part of the algorithm. Yeah. I mean, that is the right. That's a fair place to put it. Let me just switch off the Steam UI. So let's now link these two up. Now I know they look like they're in line with each other, but they are the worst kind of not in line. They are one off in two directions. That's like the worst. Oh yes, I know you enjoy my bits. You're welcome. I do enjoy your bits, Lee. Thank you so much. Deus Ex, the boiler should play Steam Machine by Daft Punk every time it uses. You're welcome to play Daft Punk in another window whenever. And Lee, of course you second that. Daft Punk are fantastic. I do hope they get back together again one day and make some more music. Right, because of the number of pipes in the game at the moment, as you can see, I have a vast... You have 4 CDs. Good Lord, Deus Ex, that's fantastic. I mean, there's not many things left in the world that plays the things. And Burial, excellent. So, there's 4 pipes here. I don't really like how I've done the lighting. I'm going to fix that. And there's also this great bug that if you click them, they actually get smaller. So it's still Romania. So you only have 5 pipes at the moment. I'm going to make lots, which is why I've got all these filters on the side for working out what sort of pipes you want. Yeah, so that's coming. It's quite easy to make new pipes, but I need to create a system for doing that. So until there are more pipes, you then have this shenanigans that you have to do. You have to kind of work out how you're going to go from one place to another. And this is, for some, this is part of the fun. Is that lined up or is that one off again? That's one off, but that's all right, we're closer. This is tidy. Look at that professional pipe building going round a corner. That's perfect. I might not add any more in because that's part of the fun. Daft Punk 2000 Vengoose was amazing. It's not one I know of, but I'll check it out. Thanks for the tip. I'm going to listen to them again, I think. It's been ages. Right. So now we've got the grinder linked up. Have we got enough steam for it? No, we've barely got any in the steam bulb there. We're going to have to give it a bit more oomph from the boilers. This definitely feels more like how I want the game to play though. You link something up, you don't have enough steam for it, so you get the boilers going and then you do the work. There we go. Grindy, grindy, grind. And we get a bit more scrap in. Lovely. And then once you're done with it, if you want to switch it off so you can use the steam for something else, you have to be careful of what you're doing with the boilers. Perfect. Okay, so that is all of the machines working. I think that's... I'm quite pleased with how they're all working. This is a terrible way to build pipes. Don't build pipes like this. They're all on the floor for a start. So if you're running around in a hurry, then you'll be bumping into the pipes backwards and forwards. Secondly, if you grab scrap and it comes up on the lift, it's quite hard to throw it into the grinder. So you then want to have a nice clear run. Just about every decent pipe network puts them up in the ceiling up there, which means you have to nerd pole your way up and build some lovely pipe networks. And also, you can join the boilers together if you're feeling particularly fancy. I've not done it this time because I think most people will start off doing this sort of thing that I've done, bit by bit implementing their pipes. And then as they go along, they go, no, this is bonkers, and then change them. How's the reservoir doing? Nice and cool, not much heat. And then you can see the heat figures are nice and low. That's great. Okay, super. What's the last thing we want to check? I want to check that. No, I think that's fine. Let's have a look at that boiler bug. Let's actually look at some code. I think I'm going to close all of this off. Close all tabs. Close all tabs. And let's go and look at the boiler. Well, that's the wrong search. Let's look at the boiler. So, no, there's a boiler UI. There's a special debug UI. That's the one that I want. And at this point, there we go. That's the bug. It's saying, go and get, for the heat text, go and get the boiler's unused pressure. No. That should be the heat. What? Why don't you have heat? Oh. Okay. See what I've done here. Sam D, don't forget to change the grabber steam again. Now you're out of play mode. Thank you. Thank you. I think it was the lift. Lift is back down to 20. It's put it back up to 80. Thank you. Ah, it's really handy having people watching. What is this? Pirates of the Caribbean World's End? Yes, more Steam. Always need more Steam. Won't Valve get mad? I don't think Valve invented Steam. I think Steam was about before Valve, so they can deal with it. Okay. So beforehand, I thought that a boiler and a producer were the same thing, and that I didn't need both. That is a nonsense. I actually need both. Well, I need the boiler because I need to get the heat value. So boiler, I think it's in the same level as... No, it'll be in parent. It'll be in parent. It won't be at the same level. That's silly. So now I could say this boiler heat value. Is it synced? Yes, it is synced. Fantastic. That one's fixed. So what we're going to do is we're just going to have a quick commit sesh. I am quite tired. I haven't changed any of the tiles in the environment. Honestly, what we're going to do is we're going to add everything, and then we're going to get reset the boiler UI. Let's do a status. Why is it? I always does this. Right, there we go. And we're going to git reset assets, domain Clomper. Fine. That status. Cool. So we're just going to commit the update to the values I put in, and this is 4801. So this is the ticket I'm working on at the moment. 801. Ooh, let's make it a bit bigger for those at the back. And yeah, so this is the last thing I need to do. So I think it's the last thing. Just double check my list. I'm remembering this right. Yes. Audit all the Steam pressure max values for machines to make balancing easier. Okay. Cool. And we are going to say machine Steam maximum balanced. And that fixes 801. That's the last bit of the Steam algorithm. Yay! And then I'm going to add the other one in, and then this commit is going to be boiler UI. Boiler UI heat value is correct. But before I do that, I'm just going to test that I've not gone completely bonkers. Oh, it might have happened. Better than Windows OS? Yeah, possibly. Titan Lord of Pizza, lovely to see you. Welcome back on board. Using a console is far too complex for my little brain. I will stick with GitHub Desktop, thank you very much. And enjoy whichever tool you decide to use. Just please use source control. I'm old from a land where everything was cassettes. Which is true. Let's just wang this up. And let's have the Steam UI up so we can see what's going on. What did I... Oh, stream. Calling Dr. Freud. Cool. So now we can see the heat is not updating. Okay. Okay. It won't because it's not in the update method anymore because I moved it. But that's fine. We don't have to do that. We can move that one. We can move that one into an update method. I put the update methods after the enable disable, so always know where they are. And in this one, we're going to need these ones as well because we only want to do this update if it's live, and we're going to do that one on update if it's visible. Excellent. That should do it. So now we should see the heat value go up. I'm glad I didn't do the commit. I'll have to add it again. Goodbye. Goodbye, Wendell, as they say. Oh, yeah. Yep. Okay, let's run it up. 1-1. It's time for more magic. I'm going to head upstairs and magic up some dinner. Have a lovely... Thank you so much for hanging out, 1-1. It's great to see you. I hope to catch you on yours at some point. Don't forget to use Avada Kedavra. Avada Kedavra. Ah, as in abracadabra is what I would have said as a child. I'm not sure if it's been changed. Peter says, oh, don't worry, I use source control 10% of the time when I remember to. Oh my goodness. You set off my weak heart. Please use source control. Here we go. And now the heat's building up. Beautiful. That's working as it is. As it should be. Lovely. Okay, and then there we go. All of those tile assets, I've not changed them. What are you doing, Unity? And we're going to say the boiler UI heat now updates correctly on. Now updates correctly. Just say update. And that fixes. This fixes the other one that I just found earlier, which is wrong. I'm going to sign myself. This was a bug. As a bug, just got to handle it. It's in the right project, and the milestone's going to go on to the alpha test milestone, which is terrifying to me. This is 812, and this fixes 812. And the reason I put these fixie numbers in at the end is so that once I push this stuff up into the cloud and it's nice and safe, GitHub kindly links it all together with me. So I see where the problem is, and that I can see exactly what the close is completed in this commit here, and that tells me what code I changed on that one, which is fantastic. I love all that stuff, because when you're trying to work out what you did and why you did it, that's really helpful. How are we doing for time? 10:30 of the evening. Oh my goodness, what do we fancy doing next? I can't do game doesn't quit cleanly because I need to use Steam for that. Actually, I should probably kill off Steam while we're here. And the reason I killed off Steam is because Clomper does attach to Steam. So it tries to find if Steam's running so that your friends can join you more easily. What do I do? Oh, right, okay. I do actually have this one as a thing. Right, this is probably a lot to do starting off towards the end of the evening, but we could probably do that. Probably reduce the map brightness. I'm not chicken. I'm a bit chicken. I think I'm going to leave that. That's like a whole stream's worth of work, that one, because I'll need to do a whole bunch of new animators and the like, and deal with. I might have to actually move the wheels. Yeah. It's not as hilarious as this particular piece of work. T-Port is disappointing, which it is very disappointing at the moment. So the map brightness. It's Killing Curse from Harry Potter. Oh, my apologies. As you can tell by my face, I was a bit old when Harry Potter was released. So I didn't... That Star Wars was my young person's thing that we all obsessed about. It's very different as what that is, obviously. You know, young chap, his humble background, finds he has magical powers. Right, and we go. We stick Bernie into the chair. Bernie into the chair. Oh, into the chair. First try. Yes, you're right. Harry Potter didn't release in 20 BCE. That's right. Yeah, back in the before Common Era, when there was only 2 Star Warses. Yeah. I am actually older than Star Wars, just. Imagine that. Which means there's probably going to be lots of big celebrations in a couple of years' time. Fantastic. Okay, so the map brightness. I'm going to cheat in some pipes now. Just to make life easier. This is also a terrible network, but you see for this one, I've actually linked them all together, which does make a few things easier. And they're all running kind of low down, so that might build up quite a lot of heat. That's fine. So this map here is a bit on the bright side, and I think it's because of this light here, which actually has a fake light behind it. Now I will have to remember to, whatever I mess with here, I will have to make sure. Unity still has this weird lighting issue. I think it's doing something quite clever to increase the frame rate in the scene view, but you do get these weird kind of glitches when it's trying to calculate them. I have asked Unity about that, and they just went, don't worry, it's only the scene view. As long as it's not doing it in the build, don't worry. It'll be alright. It's like, alright. Back when England had a class system, yeah, I'm afraid that still happens. Yeah, that's still a thing. Right, okay. So we have lots of lights in here. I think the Light Explorer is a cool thing to use for this. So if we go to Rendering, Light Explorer, it's open in another window because of course it has. And I don't have the light gizmos on at the moment because if I have gizmos on, it's a lot. There's a lot of gizmo going on. And I have to be a bit careful because all these light values, you can see they're all changing. And that's because the lights change depending on how hot it is. So it all gets a bit brighter when it gets hot inside the Clomper, and it gets darker when it's not. So I do have to be a bit careful. Now I think the light it's not the spot, it's the con light fitting. It's this one here. Yes, okay. So the con light fitting is this one. And it's a bit bright, and it becomes really bright once you leave the Clomper to heat up a bit. So already it's a bit too much. I'm gonna have to go into the lighting code in a minute and figure out how I did this because I can't remember. So if I make the heat 100, some stuff might explode when I do this, but now the map is hilariously bright. It's like that's just too much. And the rest of the Clomper you can see here has gone orangey. It's gone quite bright and orangey, but this light here is just, it's almost painful. So this one needs to come down. And I can't remember how I do that, but I do know that there's a lighting controller in the code somewhere. Lighting. Did I just call it lighting? Clomper lighting. Clomper lighting. It's like I named it something sensible. Can't you filter down just lighting gizmos? Can't remember how you do it. Fairly sure you can. Yeah, I'm sure you can. That was an option last I saw, Sam D. Yeah, you absolutely can, Sam D. It's just, I think sometimes it's easier for me to find other ways to the stuff that I'm after, normally in the hierarchy. Back when England's class system, it could be worse. We could have, it's not a word I'd use. But yeah, I know where you're coming from. Let's keep it kind. Right. So. Okay, so here we go. This is where it sets the lighting. So it goes and gets the heat in a normalized value, which just means between 0 and 1. And then it goes boiler output. Here we go. That's the thing there. Boiler output, evaluate whatever the normal times the original value. Okay. So the original value, see that's a little bit concerning. Boiler output lighting. Is boiler output lighting? I think it's animation curve. Okay. Boiler output to lighting. It's an animation curve. Okie dokie. So that does make sense. So what I've done here, and it is a good idea, and I stand by it. All the gizmos have gone mad. Look at all the gizmos. There's so many gizmos. Let's not worry about the gizmos. So they're all still climbing up. I wonder if I'm gonna. Oh, they should actually be coming down because I set the heat to very high, but the boilers don't need to be very high because they're not actually powering very much. So they should all be coming down. Yes, they're all coming down. So we've got all these different animation curves that changes the boiler output to lighting, but it does start off with the initial value. So if I find the con light, it'll be in here. Oh, actually I can do this one. Just do it down here. So if we just bring this light value down, it's going to be quite low at the moment because everything is off. So let's bring that down to bring it down to 0. You really see the difference there. This is actually a con this bit here. At least in the UK, houses still stand for 300 years, even if they're 40-degree handle. Well, this house is 140 years now, 140 years old. So, yeah, still here, as are all the other houses in this street. It's not saying very much. Last one, yep, Fail Cake. Wazza to you as well, Fail Cake. Lovely to see you. Welcome on board. I'm messing with the lighting again. The pipe madness goes very well. Thank you, Fail Cake. I'm messing with lighting. In particular, I'm messing with the con lighting because it's a bit much when it gets hot, and it might be that I need to just sort out this curve a little bit, or some things might get their own curve, which that just sounds like a lot of work, so maybe not that. So let's I've just reduced the value of this. Let's jump back into the game. So I've got a light explorer. I can't move it now. Not much older than the house I'm in, which is 110 years old. That's a whippersnapper of a house, Pizza. You know, when I say it's like 140, most of my town is that old. All the houses are that old. There's very few that are more modern than that. So when do you get to explode your friends with C4? Normally on a Sunday night, I meet up with them, and we haven't played in a little while. We've been trying lots of different indie games, but yeah, it's been a little while, but we have played a lot of it. I've filled up a number of the tracks as well, so unlocked all the stuff. It used to be a nice chill game for me as well. I put it on level 3 and just kind of bimble around the caves and do stuff. Fail Cake. Lighting is horrible to mess with. Yes, it is. I'm having the problem where my friends don't have similar screen brightnesses as I do, so it's darker for them and being too lazy to do brightness settings. Yes, I'm exactly that lazy as well. I have friends, Fail Cake, who have screens that are so wide, their aspect ratio, it's like looking through a letterbox, which makes it sound quite creepy. Now I've said that out loud. But they have really, really wide screens, so that's good for me testing. I'll see how that looks when they come to test it again. Should be alright. Peter says, most of the houses around mine are modern though. Ah, right. Widescreen was fun to fix. Yes, fun is one way to put it. Deus Ex, meeting up with them, having a couple of pints, watching Peep Show and exploding your friends. Yeah, well, it's all online now because we're all disparate all over the place. One chap's living in America. Imagine that. It's like another side of the planet. So, we are going to look at brightness in here. So we're just going to set the heat to 100. Oh no, I've got to put it on, otherwise I can't see it. So let's load the pipes in. And then let's set the heat to 100. And that should show us as bright as it can get. Again, it's still very bright. Oh my days. I think this might be tweak the shader or tweak, everything is a bit bright. Let's just bring that down a smidgen. So if I come back up to the Clomper, I'm going to take this and I'm going to do properties on that. I'll open up a new window on another random monitor. So what we're going to do is we're going to just stick the lighting properties in there, and we're going to stick these lighting properties in here. I don't think I'm going to be messing with these too much more, but boiler output to lighting, this is the one that needs. So it starts at what? That's odd. Okay, fine. Let's just bring it down. So when the boiler's really hot, when the whole Clomper is really hot, we don't want it to be quite that bright. But I have a feeling I might have to change the shader so it's less reflective, because I think half of it is the amount of light you put on it, but half of it is the fact that I've made the map really, really shiny. Let's see what that does. Okay, so this is kind of normal heat levels. This is fine. And then if I put heat up to 100, okay, it's not quite as filthy bright. It is nice and dusty in here though. That's not as bad. That's not as bad. Although I do think that shader could do with a slight tweak. So let's look at doing that. So the shader. I might adjust the saturation down at some point as well, but I'm not going to play with that in this. Let's kill that one off, and Light Explorer going to leave. So the shader, I have one shader for everything. It is one shader to rule them all, and in the darkness bind them. And it's this. This is it. This is the Clomper shader. It's doing all the work. It won't always do all the work, but it is for the moment because it's faster that way. Deus Ex, I have one of those. We use several. Set out relationship status to is complicated. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. As you get older, everything gets more complicated. And then it gets simple again. I'm looking forward to that bit. Fail Cake. I shall go sleep. Good old work tomorrow. Oh, best of luck with the lighting. Thank you, Fail Cake. Have a good day at work. It's only Thursday. Nearly there. You'll be all right. Thanks for popping in. Much appreciated. It's good to see you. So, yeah, I now need to adjust this nonsense. Have I got an emission amount on the... Oh, I'm going to have to open up the actual file. So I've got these textures. And what these textures do is they set certain points. This one here is what's going to tell me one of these is the map. And I think it's this one. Am I going to have to open up Blender? Have I already got Blender open? Why have I got Blender open? When did I open up Blender? Oh, okay. But that's weird. I don't remember opening Blender. I must have been clicking around at random. Okay, fair enough. Let's just take that away. This might make it a bit easier. Let's go to the map. Everything's ordered in this file in much the same way everything else is. Just makes my life a bit easier. I've not used Blender in ages, so you're now going to watch me try and fight my way around it. So there we go. That's one of the map hexes. And the map hex, if we go to UV editing, go into edit mode. Oh. Hello? Oh. Blender is not responding. Am I making my computer work too hard? Possibly. All the fans have come on. I mean, all of the fans have come on. It's not that warm in here. Lee, when does it get simple? I was hoping you were going to tell me. As if you're vastly older than me. Yeah, I hope you were going to tell me when it was going to get simple. How does aspect ratio interact with field of view? If you have a screen that's 180 degrees, you can see how do you load and unload things that you don't see? Or should you not be seeing things? View aspect ratio 69. You have to deal with it yourself, Deus Ex. So you have this thing called a view frustrum, which is a great word. And I'll just pop over into... Oh, has Unity died? No, there it is. So if you come at the view frustrum on a camera... Do I have a camera that I can show? Yes, I have the debug camera. That will do photo mode. I might have to put all the gizmos on. So you see here this camera, you see these white lines, it's tracing a box. And as these lines here, as your view broadens, it can work out by the frustrum. So if you have a different field of view, then it will change that view frustrum for you. It does that automatically, but you have to be a bit careful. Yeah, nonetheless, you have to be a bit careful for how people set their field of view. But yeah, it kind of widens it and narrows it yourself. So back over into Blender, which I've not used in ages. This is going well. There we go. So we've got our little map hex. Ooh. You can tell I've not used this in absolutely yonks. And I've got it set to the white, the lightest of all of them. Now, that is on the blue on the last, and I think that's probably the right place. I think this is too much of a blue. And I don't want these other ones for the moment. I think this is too much. This is too dark. I don't know. I'm going to give it a go. So I'm going to do that, save that. That's made it a bit blue. We're going to then take that map region, and we should just be able to export that one. I'm using an export system called Capsule, which allows you to select a whole bunch of stuff and go export the lot. So if you've done a whole bunch of changes, then you can move them over. Now, so that's half the story. The other half of the story is over here in the shader. I've now set it to this area on the shader, which means down in, it's the fourth on the, is this metallic? So yes, this is metallic and smoothness. So red is metallic, alpha is smoothness. So it's the first 1, 2, 3, 4 down. So it's not at all metallic, and it's not at all, and it's not at all smooth. Oh, its alpha is 1, so it's completely smooth. Right, okay. Or that's probably not completely smooth. I might have to load this one up. This is the one that's most difficult. I'm tempted to make a second, not to have it in one texture, because it confuses me, I'll be honest. So having one that's doing both the metallic and the smooth and the emission, I think it can do as well. I've not got it linked up at the moment. I think that was my idea, was to have it use emission. It's a bit complicated. It's a bit much. You sound like Game Maker's Toolkit. People have mentioned this before, especially if I talk in a way which is a bit like Mark Brown from Game Maker's Toolkit, because he has that radio voice. It's very good. I can't possibly do what he does. It's amazing. And glasses. Same. I did have the same colour hair, but I was, back when I was ginger, I was quite ginger. And I'm not his father. I don't think so. Not unless there was an accident with a time machine and I'm yet to become his father. You never know. Pizza says, I've been wondering for a little bit, will the walls and the ceilings stay as they are? No. Are they going to get a different texture later on? Yes. So the ceiling I've got a plan for, but it's a bit wild. Like, I can't justify doing it just yet, but I'm excited. But you can tell I'm kind of excited. But I can't tell you what it is yet. I can't. So I'm going to open up this texture here. Let's pop back into, this is Adobe. This is not Adobe. Good Lord. This is not Adobe Photoshop. This is Affinity Photo. And if you're looking for a cheap alternative to Adobe Photoshop, it's like a drop-in replacement. I'm just going to open up the old Clomper and into code, assets, and where would I have put this? It's in the domain, and it's probably in shared because it's the shared thing. And here we go. Ooh, I've got a few in here. Emission, inside albeit, inside all. Inside all? What does that do? Ugh. I'm not using that anymore for good reason. This one texture is doing everything all in one go. And the reason I did that is to make things nice and compressed. But it's only 16 pixels by 16 pixels. Lee suggests that Mark Brown wishes he was Rob. I really doubt that. I doubt that. In a list of doubts that I have, it's towards the top. It's towards the top. I am tempted now just to do a video where I do Mark Brown's voice to some game footage. Ham it up. I might need a bit of practice. Pizza says, how delightful, because it was a bit disorienting to have flooring so detailed but the walls and ceiling not. And you are absolutely right. Absolutely right. On the walls will be pictures and the like, and the ceiling will be a thing that I'm not going to mention. But yes, there will be. But you're quite right. It's weird to have such a detailed floor and then everything else not really detailed. This is a horrible texture. I'm now, ugh. Inside, also there is, okay. So what is this used for? Oh no, don't do that. Load a new one. New. What is this texture used for? What? No, I don't want to open up the recovery one. Yeah, that's just an empty mask. Fine. Oh, is that so that I can swap masks in and out? Oh, that's fine. Okay. Right. And there's the inside metallic smooth emission, and it's doing absolutely everything. You can't really see it in here inside metallic smooth emission, but it's doing a lot of work. The opacity is doing one thing, and then the color red is doing another thing. So yeah, I think this needs splitting out at some point. It's not great. But the fourth line down is this one, which has a smoothness to it. So its smoothness is 60% smooth. So what I could do is we can mess with this. Oh, turn off the gizmos. Run up the game? Probably run up the game. Might be easier. Run up the game. If in doubt, just run up the game. Making Mind Over Magnet 2. I wish him all the luck. I really enjoy his videos. It's fantastic. When he started making Mind Over Magnet, it was great to watch him. Wish him all the success. He's the sort of fellow I'd like to buy a beer from, not because I'm pretending to be him, you understand. That may or may not be true. Right. Okay. So, I wonder if he's from North London as well, because I have like the archetypal North London accent. I have no idea where he's from. Right, we're going to load this up, and then we're going to have a look at this. Is now it should be a bit bluer than it was before, because I changed and then I exported the FBX. So is that looking bluer than it was before? I'm not convinced it is. I wonder if my export settings were incorrect. Let's have a look, see. Inside the map, oh no, that's the wrong place. Inside the map folder, stations, map. And there's the map region. Okay. Fine. Let's look at the properties of that. Doesn't tell me when it was last saved, which is a bit upsetting. Wish it would do that. Let's just pop over in here instead. Domain, Clomper, stations, map, and date modified. Map VFX, map region controller. Map region. No, it was not. The FBX was last saved ages ago. It did not export. Naughty. Very naughty. Did it not expect, because I'm in the wrong viewing mode? Possibly. Let's see. Export, capture, export selected. Have I got it selected? No objects for it. Ensure the objects are tagged to export. At least one part in the export, please. I have loads. Is this because I've updated to a new version of Blender and I've messed something up? Okay. I might actually have to make sure that's selected. And then export selected. You can export this capsule? Yeah, there we go. Now it's exported it. And now pop over to here. It should magically update. At least it used to. And then if I come over here, the FBX map region is fantastic. That's exactly where it should be. So if I come into the hex holder, this might be easier to do in the scene and go and grab one. Up. And let's grab one of these. Wait, come here. Map region, instance. That's fine. That's the shader, and then map region, and then that's the map region. Fantastic. Why haven't you re-imported it? That's interesting. Or is it so shiny that it's not actually? Fine. No problem. Let's pop into map region here. Okay. So it's got a surface base. That's interesting. It is using my shader graph. Should be using the same one. Map region. But it's got a base. Ah, that must be ignored. That can't be used, surely. That would be weird. Yeah, oh, we're getting some weird colours there because that... But that looks like the blue hasn't changed at all. Which is very strange. Because I definitely have just... Let's pop into map region. And that is over in the scene. That's now looking bluer. Let's make it super blue and then export it. So let's take that, move all of these points here into much bluer. And then let's save that, export that selected one. Capture exported one object. Excellent. Is this now much bluer? Not looking much bluer to me, if I have anything to say about it. So that's the hex holder. Hex holder, we don't care about that. Or do we? Regions. Oh yeah, it's going to make those automatically. How funny. I don't understand why that is. It shouldn't. Is it taking this? Is it take that base surface input? Really? Did I have that on here? Don't think I put that. Yeah, it's not that selected emission mask. It doesn't have an input to it. That's interesting. Shader graphs. Oh, it's map region. It's got its own graph. It's not using the default one. Look, it's got its own graph. What? It is using a base colour. It is completely ignoring it. It's got its own stuff. What? What? Why did I do that for? Okay. Well, let's just wind back all of these changes. Huh, I'm not using the map at all. That is weird. Well, that's going to make life a lot easier. Let's just kill that. And then what we're going to do is... no, I'm going to leave that alone for a minute. And into the scene, we can just mess with the whole thing directly. So if I open up the map region 1 there, let's kick the game off. I mean, it is late, to be fair. Rob, this little texture is doing everything. Me, that's just modern art. Ah, fantastic. I completely concur. Naughty, naughty, very, very naughty. It is naughty. Trying to get stuff to do everything is not a great idea. Speaking of which, I don't know what's going on. Right. There we go. Oh, hello. Right, load in. Let's just play with it. Right, I'm going to make it really hot. Heat 100. So this is as bright as it can possibly go. Now let's mess with stuff. Graph. What? Why is it? It's doing a lot of work here that it doesn't need to do any of this nonsense. It's fine. Go. Oh, this is one of these turns off the inspector. Which one is it? Not that one. That one. Okay, cool. Well, it's not much point having that there either, because we're looking at it over here. So if I can, just to make sure that we're changing the right thing, the base color is set here, and we can go, whee! Let's make it that color. Has it changed it? Has it? What a nonsense. Hasn't checked. There we go. It's recompiling it now. Hasn't changed it at all. What? 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 So what? What? Does it have to recompile it? Has it got it paused? Oh, I know why it is like this now. Because I do change the color of the hexes. That does happen. It's controlled elsewhere. Okay. So the base color is not actually controlled in this way. So that is why it's like that. Cool. That does make sense. We're just going to wind back those changes there. Lovely. The reason for that is that when you move towards either the crevasse, it's got to go black, and then when you move forward to an area where there's like a quest, it goes red. So the code actually controls the color, and that's why it has its own shader. See, I knew I'd get there eventually in the end. It only just took me half an hour, which is fine. Right, let's go back up to heat 100. Look at the state of this. Right. Now, we want... Let's play with some of this smoothness stuff. How smooth we want it. Smooth? So let's just bring it all the way down. Let's make it not very smooth. Recompiles it. Oh, that's good. That's already a lot less shiny. That's nice. It's looking a lot less smooth. Right, and we want to probably reduce the metallicness as well, just a touch. So we want to make it look a bit more like it's slightly plasticky. Let's go the other way. That looks actually worse to me. These values are ever so sensitive. Oh, now it's... Oh, that's less horrendously bright. That might just do us. Now, if I wang the metallic up all the way... I don't think I have it set to pick up the probe volumes. So it won't be taking reflections off the world. So there it is. It's now set up all the way. Let's just make sure the heat is at the top again. Oh, it's gone bang. Index was outside the bounds of the array. That's naughty. Don't do that. Oh, it's paused on a break. Oh, that's for future Rob. Lucky him. All right, yeah, I've blown boilers up. Oh, and there's some interesting glitching going on here as well. Well, okay. Oh, I think we might have some infinity going on here. Which is why it's shaking quite so much. Oh, that kind of fixes itself. But now look at all these dudes. They've all escaped. Lee, I've just realised where you've just got naughty, naughty, very naughty from. That would be Ease a Good. Ease a Good. Ebenezer Good. Naughty, naughty, very naughty. Righty. Okay. I think what I mean, all right, lads. Yeah. Sorry, look, I'm sorry, mate, but so see if I can get him in the chair. 2 for 2. Yes, got him in a chair. I do have a problem with the shader on this, but I'm gonna have to come back to that. And that's that if you get from a distance, very hard to see, but the eyes turn into a black line. It's quite hard to see. But I can't not see it now that I've seen it. That's for another future Rob thing. Okay. So, I don't like the metallic being up quite so high. So let's keep that down just a little bit. And the base colour does need to be set. Yeah, these regions are going to have to do more work in the future. They're not doing very much. They're only going up and down and changing colour right now. But they are going to have to do more. Oh, I should actually... Am I using Do Tween for map region change colour? Let's just check that out. Map regions. Am I using Do Tween in here? Or am I not? Am I doing it all on... So that sets the height. Oh, look at this. So I'm doing local... This is fine. This is probably a thing I have to do. Find height and colour. Well, how often is this happening? Okay, so that's setting map height. That's doing it every so often. I think this is a world where I can put Do Tween in here. Because colour doesn't need to run inside this coroutine. Or does it? Yeah, I think maybe there's some work I can do in here to make this a bit better. Because there's quite a lot of map regions, so they do eat frame rate. They take a lot of my budget. And if they could not take a lot of my budget, that would be great. Okay, so the map is looking a lot less in your face and shiny. When it's hot, still looking quite in your face. Oh, I've got an idea. If we put some more parameters on this, if that is is that floaty, and we can actually change this more in real time. Metallic we're going to set by default. Let me have the default. Oh, I closed the information window. No, that's the page that tells me how to use it all. That's the information window. Default value, we're going to put that in as 0.6. And we will show it in the inspector. That's all good. And then that's the first one. There's metallic. That's 0.6. Why don't you fill that in? There's little things like that in Unity, I think, are not great. And then we'll put in smoothness as well. Floaty. And smoothness, we're going to put in at 0.2. And same over, and then that should, if I just save that, hello, should pop over there. They're lovely. I've set to 0.5. What? Oh, that's the median, of course. And then what I can do is take the metallic, stick it in there, link it up to metallic. Oh, drag and drop, so beautiful. I don't think I've got anything on the emission at the moment. See, that's all set to 0. Good. I don't want it to emit. That would be bad. You don't want it to emit. No. But now we've made that change, I can actually save that up and run it up and then play with the region material here, and it should go in real time. Bit is in another game dev stream. Bit is cheating on me. That is the way of the world. I love Bit gaming to bits. He can cheat on me with as many people he likes. Filthy devil. I too sometimes swap backwards and forwards if I can. Is that having any effect at all? Map region material. Let's regions. Map region. Regions. Give me a map region. Give me a map region. You know you want to. Have it. Right, shader. 0.2, 0.6. So we come in here, and I've changed it to 0.4. What? Why don't you change that? I've just changed the... Oh, it's an instance. That's why. Okay, so I'd have to stop it. Instance is it. Okay. That's not very useful, but it does need to be instanced. That is right. Not much I can do about that. It's going to be slightly torturous, but then that'll finish me off for the night. Okay. It's loading the pipe. Heat to 100. Let's go and have a look and see. See, now it's a bit bright again. It's a bit bright again. A bit too much. It's too much. I might have to think of other ways of doing this. Maybe if I do the map region and if I enable GPU instancing there, that might be a better thing to do. Yes. So let's increase the metallic back up again. Come on, Unity, you know you want to. Ooh, only normally develop at this speed when other people are watching. I haven't alt-tabbed out to anything else yet. Right, this is under normal circumstances, which is fine. And then I'm going to go to heat 100. That's alright. It's still bright, but beforehand it was like very, very bright. It was like not good bright. Can I now mess with this? Is this going to have any effect? No. No, it's not going to have any effect, is it? That's right, because they're all completely instanced. So I'll have to come in here and then set one of them to 0. Which one have we got? This one over here. Cool. So this one over here is the one that we're playing with. Oh, what we can do is in this we can go photo mode, go to 1, really, and then zoom all the way in. Photo mode is the best thing ever. Stick a photo mode in your game. Right, and if I put that up to 1, that makes it super metallic. And we want to bring it down just a touch off the top of the metallic. So, and then smoothness. So if we make it super smooth, then it's very shiny. We don't want it to be very shiny. We want it to be quite shiny, but not super shiny. We want it to be like it's sort of almost a brushed metal. 0.9, 0.4, let's try that. 0.9, 0.4, let's stick that on the main map regions. 0.9, 0.4, Lovely. Now you got this kind of... that's quite nice. I like that. Let's now see what the map looks like. I'm going to bed. I'm too knackered. Well, have a good rest, Deus Ex. Enjoy your sleep. And I hope to see you again. Thank you for coming in. Much appreciated. I love meeting new people. It's fantastic. Yeah, see you, mate. You take care of yourself, eh? Heat 100. Let's pop over. Right. Okay. So that's looking all right. Okay, that is not... Beforehand, if you forget what it was like, it was just too much. It was just like, what? What is that? Okay, let's make everything sure that everything's saved up. Oh, and a bit of a journey in remembering how my own system worked there for a minute. So 811 is this one. We've done quite well this evening. Get status. What else have we got in here? So okay, we don't want to change all of this. We don't want to get reset. We don't want to do the map region FBX. We can do this using... We don't want to mess with the FBX. We want to leave that alone. Get status. Oh, get checkout. Hang on a minute. I need to remember how to do this. Get checkout. It would be... Then we go map region.fbx. That should dump it. Yes, lovely. So we've got rid of that one, and we want to we want to check out the Blender stuff because we don't want to make any. We don't want to check any of that in. What do we have left? We have shader graph. Cool. We did add bits onto that. We got the material, and we've got the scene, and we've got some shader graph settings, which is just arbitrary project and user settings. Is fine. So we can do get add on there, and we're going to commit reduced brightness of the map regions, and that fixes 811. Job done. Boosh. Send it up into the cloud. Because it's the modern world. Fantastic. Next time, I'm going to do the animation for the grabber pit. We did quite a lot today. Oh my goodness. What an enormous amount. Got loads done. Yes. How delightful was a bit of... Oh, yes. Seems decent enough. Thank you, Pizza. I think so. I'm not sure who else was in on the stream where it was just so filthily bright. So disgracefully bright, even. But yeah, it was too much. So it's really weird seeing on another monitor my own face. I try not to look at it. Anyway, thank you very much, everyone. For those who are on Twitch, we're going to be attempting to raid someone because I may not have got this right last time. But let's try and raid someone. And for those on YouTube, well, I hope you have a lovely time. This is going to be pausing very soon. We're going to search. We're going to find those people I'm following because I'm sure there we go. There's plenty. Oh my goodness, what a selection! Too many to choose from, but it's gonna be Manisha. So I hope you all take care. I'm gonna keep trying to stream as much as I can around other responsibilities. I hope you all take care of yourself and see you in the Discord. And if you like this, do definitely follow or subscribe and like because it all helps out the algorithms on each and every site. And thanks very much. Take care. Cheers. Good night.